Have you ever wondered if the world around you is just an illusion? A complex tapestry woven from the threads of your own perceptions and experiences? Welcome to the singular reality of existence. Imagine yourself as a trinity of observer, observation, and the observed. This means that nothing else exists outside of you. You are the creator, you are the creation, and you are the created. In essence, you embody the roles of the manifester, the manifestation, and the manifested. This triad forms the entirety of your reality, a singular entity that is you. An entity immersed in a sea of electromagnetic energy, picked up by your senses and interpreted by your brain's cognitive faculties. Now think of your brain as a device with numerous apps. Just like a smartphone, these apps allow you to interpret the world around you. From the moment of conception, we start downloading these apps, shaping our understanding of the world. Our cognitive faculties learn that fire burns, that humans cannot fly, that certain tribes are to be feared, that our arms, legs, in fact, our entire body is physical and solid. But what if these interpretations are just that? Interpretations. Like watching a movie on a laptop, the characters and events aren't real. They are interpretations, illusions conjured by your laptop's processor. The more powerful the processing power of your laptop, the better the images you get. The higher the quality of images captured by your camera, the better the images transmitted to your laptop screen. This means our perception of reality is an illusion, convincing us of the solidity and existence of things like trees, rivers, and people. For most people, the notion that trees, the sky, the land, cows, and countless other things we see do not exist in a solid form is challenging to grasp. Our everyday experiences are rooted in a perception of solidity and tangibility. This perception is deeply embedded in our cognitive framework and cultural understanding. The idea that these objects are merely interpretations of surrounding energy, in which our own energy is also immersed, fundamentally challenges our conventional view of reality. Our senses, sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell, are designed to interpret electromagnetic energies from the environment. These interpretations are processed by our cognitive faculties, which create the experience of a solid, tangible world. This process is automatic and deeply ingrained, making it difficult to conceive that what we perceive as solid objects are, in fact, energy patterns interpreted by our minds. The solidity we perceive is a product of our brain's interpretation mechanisms. When we see a tree, for instance, what we are actually experiencing is a complex interaction of light waves, electromagnetic energy, with our visual system. Our brain processes these interactions and constructs the image of a tree, imbuing it with properties like color, texture, and solidity. From a young age, we are taught to understand the world in terms of solid objects and distinct entities. Educational systems, social interactions, and cultural narratives reinforce this perspective. We learn to categorize and label what we perceive, building a framework of understanding that relies on the solidity and separateness of objects. This conditioning makes it difficult to shift to a view that perceives reality as a fluid, energy-based phenomenon. Every person we perceive is unique to us, a creation that cannot be duplicated by anyone else. Thus, only one world exists, the one within you. Even when you think you're meeting others to play basketball, it's merely a convergence of collective energy, creating the playground and attracting similar energies for the occasion. All of it, the other players, the ground, the ball, are merely your creation. So what we often consider a shared reality is instead a manifestation of our singular consciousness. The playground, the players, the game are all projections of our mind, shaped by our collective energy and individual interpretations. The concept of singular reality suggests that everything you perceive is a creation of your mind, encompassing even the darker aspects of human experience, such as wars and genocides. Although these events appear external and involve many individuals, they are still manifestations within your singular reality, part of the illusion crafted by your consciousness. When you perceive violence, suffering, and destruction, these are interpretations made by your cognitive faculties based on the electromagnetic energies they process. The collective trauma and horror of such events are deeply embedded in the shared human consciousness, influencing how these events are created and perceived within your singular reality. In this framework, the suffering and atrocities are reflections of the internal turmoil, fears, and conflicts within your consciousness. They are projections of the negative aspects of the collective energy that you interpret and experience as part of your individual reality. This does not diminish the realness of the pain and suffering experienced, but recontextualizes it as part of the grand illusion that you are creating and observing. I see that you are unconvinced and deeply troubled, arguing that you have nothing to do with the bombs falling in Gaza, the atomic bombings of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, the Holocaust perpetrated by Hitler, or the genocide in Rwanda. Unfortunately, you do. The reality is that you are inherently connected to all these events. There is a single universe, and it includes you and everything you perceive. You are the manifester, the manifestation, and the manifested Trinity, and thus, everything ultimately traces back to you. These events and calamities become a part of your reality because you have already downloaded the cognitive apps related to them. Your awareness is constantly interacting with the ocean of electromagnetic energies around you. These energies, along with related forces, activate these apps whenever news or readings related to these events come to your attention. In contrast, these bombs and calamities are not part of the universe of a baby or a bushman from the Kalahari Desert. Even if you were to talk about these events all day long to them, your explanations would remain meaningless as long as they do not have the cognitive apps to be reactivated. These types of horrors you may experience are not in their cognitive awareness system. When it comes to death, this is a sheer illusionary event, a veil that obscures the continuity of existence. What we perceive as the end is merely a transition. Different cultures and belief systems have long posited that death is not an absolute cessation of existence, but rather a transformation or a passage to another state of being. In various spiritual traditions, death is seen as a door to a new dimension, where the soul or essence of a person moves on to another realm. This can be seen in concepts such as reincarnation in Hinduism and Buddhism, the afterlife in Christianity and Islam, or the ancestral realms in many traditional beliefs. Each of these perspectives suggests that the physical death is not the annihilation of existence, but a part of a larger, ongoing journey. Even from scientific stance, while the cessation of biological functions marks the end of physical life, some argue that the energy within us doesn't simply disappear. This is explained by the laws of physics, which state that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but only transformed. This concept aligns with the belief that our identity extends beyond our physical bodies. According to the Bible, our bodies are merely temples of God, implying that our essence persists in another form beyond the physical realm. This implies that our bodies are also our own creation, as we are the sole creators of everything that exists. So when you die, this is the grand dissolution as described in various spiritual and philosophical traditions. However, death signifies the end of your current form and the dissolution of the reality you have created. With the cessation of your senses, the universe, the country, and all experiences, both good and bad, cease to exist in your personal reality. This dissolution marks the end of one cycle of existence. However, death does not imply extinction. Rather, it is a transition to another form of existence. Upon death, you do not disappear, but instead move on to a different sphere of existence. In this new form, you begin the process anew, downloading new apps and creating a new reality based on the energies and faculties of your new existence. In the context of your singular reality, the transition through death is akin to a software upgrade or a reboot. Your consciousness moves to another state, shedding the previous form and its associated experiences. This transition allows you to start afresh, with a different set of parameters, environments, and cognitive faculties. This cycle of death and rebirth can be seen as a continuous journey of creation and observation. Each form of existence you take on provides a new platform for your consciousness to explore, interpret, and create reality. The process of downloading new apps and interpreting new electromagnetic energies continues, enabling you to engage with different dimensions and experiences. Furthermore, it is also important to note that the impact of an individual's life persists even after their physical death. The memories, influences, the DNA transmitted to the descendants, and legacies left behind can continue to affect others for generations. In this sense, the individual continues to exist in the thoughts, actions, and lives of those they touched. Therefore, death as an illusion challenges us to reconsider our understanding of existence and continuity. It invites us to look beyond the physical demise and explore the possibilities of what lies beyond, appreciating the intricate and mysterious tapestry of life and its transformations, and fully understand that we are in fact birthless and deathless. We are neither the handiwork of a super creator nor the products of our parents. This might shatter your profound belief, but it is the truth. The notion of singular reality emphasizes the profound interconnectedness of individual and collective consciousness. While each person's reality is unique, there is an underlying unity in the collective energies and experiences that shape our perceptions. This perspective challenges the illusion of separation between individuals. If all experiences and perceptions are manifestations of a singular reality, the boundaries between self and other, observer and observed, are fluid and illusory. This understanding can foster a sense of unity and empathy, recognizing that the pain and joy of others are inherently connected to our own consciousness. This exploration challenges the notion of a shared, objective reality, proposing instead that our experiences are deeply personal and singular. It questions the boundaries between self and the perceived world, redefining our relationship with existence itself. The naked truth is that nothing exists outside of this universe we create. Our sense of separation is merely an illusion, and recognizing this interconnectedness is essential to understanding our true nature. Advancements in science, particularly in quantum physics, support the notion that the fundamental nature of reality is not solid. Quantum mechanics reveals that particles at the smallest scales exhibit wave-like properties and exist in states of probability rather than fixed positions. This scientific perspective aligns with the idea that what we perceive as solid is an interpretation of underlying energy patterns. Various philosophical and spiritual traditions have long suggested that the material world is an illusion or a construct of consciousness. For example, in Hinduism, the concept of Maya describes the world as an illusion, masking the true unified nature of reality. Similarly, certain schools of Buddhist thought propose that the perception of distinct solid objects is a product of the mind's interpretive processes. Practices that promote mindfulness and meditation can help individuals experience reality beyond the immediate interpretations of the senses. By focusing inward and observing the mind's processes, one can begin to appreciate the fluid and interconnected nature of existence. Introducing concepts from quantum physics, cognitive science, and philosophy into educational curricula can help foster a more nuanced understanding of reality. Encouraging critical thinking and openness to different perspectives can bridge the gap between perception and deeper understanding. Engaging in personal exploration through reading, discussions, and experiential practices can gradually shift one's perspective. Understanding that our sensory experiences are interpretations can lead to a more flexible and open-minded view of reality. So the next time you find yourself questioning the nature of reality, remember this: you are the creator, the creation, and the created. Your reality is a singular entity, a unique interpretation of the world around you, shaped by your own perceptions and experiences. In the grand tapestry of singular reality, every aspect of existence, from mundane experiences to profound events like wars and genocides, is part of the illusion created by your consciousness. However, the challenge of perceiving reality as an interpretation of energy rather than a solid form is significant, rooted in our sensory experiences, cultural conditioning, and cognitive frameworks. Death is just a transition, marking the dissolution of one reality, leading to the emergence of another, perpetuating the cycle of creation and observation. In the grand tapestry of existence, the concept of a distinct external entity governing the universe is a mere illusion. The notion that there is an other, separate from you, is a fallacy. In truth, only you exist. The understanding and experience of even the collective human consciousness are uniquely yours, shaped by your individual perspective. In light of this, much of humanity falls into the trap of idolatry, directing their prayers and devotions toward an external separate God. The God you believe to reside in churches, temples, trees, and the kingdoms of humans and animals is elusive. In truth, God is within you, as your own creation, and wherever you think God resides and wherever you go for supplication, it is already within you. There is no transcendent third-party God to whom one can direct prayers and supplications. Such a deity is a figment of human imagination, a creation of the mind. The true Almighty is incredibly close to us, yet we persist in the illusion of imagery and separation. The God reality is nearest to us because we and God are inseparable. We are part and parcel of the divine. However, our ignorance creates a perceived distance, leading us to believe that God exists somewhere far away, outside our created universe. The only divine presence you can truly access is the one birthed from your own level of consciousness. This God reality is unique to you and inaccessible to anyone else. In truth, God is within you as your own creation, and wherever you think God resides and wherever you go for supplication, it is already within you. As Buddha taught, whatever we seek is not in the sky, a temple, or anywhere else. It is right here within us. So much of the worship in the world is misguided as it hinges on the belief in an imaginary deity detached from oneself. This is the essence of the teachings of the true prophets, messengers, messiahs, masters of wisdom, and Buddhas throughout history. 9th century Chinese Buddhist monk Linji Yixuan famously told his disciples, "If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him." Linjin's unusual instruction can be applied to any revered prophet who has walked the earth. Therefore, if you encounter Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, Krishna, Guru Nanak, or any other spiritual leader, you should kill him. This bold assertion isn't sacrilegious or incendiary. Rather, it serves as a metaphorical directive underscoring the significance of self-reliance on the path of spiritual growth. Linji's teaching underscores the idea that true enlightenment cannot be found through external figures, even revered ones like the Buddha, Jesus, or Prophet Muhammad. It must be realized within oneself. Therefore, it is imperative to avoid clinging to idols or external representations of enlightenment, including the statues of past prophets and gurus, Virgin Mary, and instead focus on their own path to spiritual awakening within. The past prophets act as signposts, guiding us toward self-discovery. However, much like a mother cannot walk for her child, they cannot walk this path for us. We must undertake the journey of self-realization ourselves, even though we invited them into our universe. Building on Linjin's bold statement, the Zen monk Suzuki added that after killing the Buddha on the road, one should resume their own Buddha nature. Suzuki's addition complements Linji's teaching by stressing the removal of the distraction of external worship to turn inward and cultivate their own inherent enlightenment. This teaching aligns with the Zen Buddhist emphasis on direct experience and personal insight as the path to awakening. Knowing Buddha is realizing him. Without this realization, Buddha will remain stranger to you and unreachable. By encouraging disciples to recognize and nurture their own Buddha nature, Suzuki reinforces the Zen principle that enlightenment is an intrinsic quality within everyone, waiting to be realized through dedicated self-discovery. This is why the above enlightened beings never sought veneration for themselves, nor found religions. Rather, they implored humanity to embark on a journey of self-discovery. Their message has consistently been one of self-awareness and self-realization, urging us to look inward to uncover our true nature and self-identification. For so long, we have mistakenly identified ourselves with our external creations, believing them to be solid and real, completely forgetting that we are the essence of existence itself. In recognizing that we are the all-in-one, we grasp the profound truth that we are the absolute. Every experience, every perception, and every thought are facets of our own being. We transcend the illusion of separateness and embrace our fundamental unity with all existence. Nothing exists outside of us, for we are the embodiment and the infinite and boundless source of all that is. Anything beyond our unique creation does not exist. Everything we see, hear, feel, think, and even our own bodies enter our consciousness but cannot exhaust our essence. This is because we are the dynamic perfection of our own perfection, an ever-evolving manifestation of the ultimate reality. The divine essence is not a distant, separate entity, but the very core of our being. To know ourselves is to know the divine, and in this realization we find the true meaning of existence. This philosophical exploration invites us to rethink our understanding of reality, perception, and the interconnectedness of all existence, recognizing that at the core, it is all a manifestation of the singular consciousness that is you. By fostering a deeper understanding of the nature of perception and reality, we can move towards a more integrated and holistic view of existence. This perspective not only enriches our understanding of the world, but also aligns with the interconnected, energy-based nature of reality itself.